What's going on, my friends?
Sup?
I'm Rolando, the board dad, and this is...
They already know my name.
Just say your name.
Why?
Just say it.
No, it'll be in this box right here. It'll say Redfurd.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Today, we're going to talk about this two-player deduction game called Code Crackers.
Ooh, animal crackers.
No, Code Crackers.
Same thing.
In Code Crackers, you'll be trying to crack your opponent's code.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. You'll be trying to crack your opponent's code using the clues printed on these clue cards.
Ah! All right, Chief. Where are them codes?
Oh, no.
I'm ready to crack them.
No.
Ooh, that was a good one.
It's not that kind of cracking, Redford.
Well, then why would they name it Code Crackers?
Well, we'll find out. But let's just put the hammer on hold for a second.
Okay.
This game is on Kickstarter right now, so let me show you how it works. And keep in mind as we go through it, these are all prototype components.
Uh-oh.
What do you say we take a look?
Sure, I'm stuck here anyways. The hammer's on my hair.
This game comes with 2 dry erase cards and markers, clue cards, code cards, and stands for the code cards. The premise is very simple. Both players set up a 3-digit code to begin.
Uh-huh.
You'll draw the number of code cards in your code plus 2
Uh-huh.
and arrange your 3-digit code as you want on their stands.
Oh. I'm already lost.
Then you take turns revealing a clue card from your stack and noting your opponent's answers on your card.
What if I want to just give all the wrong answers? You know, so we can make it harder?
Great question. But no, all your answers must be truthful.
Oh. That's unfair.
No, that's a different game.
Oh.
Otherwise,
Brotherwise?
otherwise,
Brotherwise.
you'll be leading your opponents on a wild goose chase.
There's a goose in this game?
Now, it's an expression.
Express yourself, Chief.
The clues in the base game require some basic addition. As you note the answers to the clues on your card, you'll start to decode your opponent's code.
Oh.
Now, once you think you've got it, you'll spend a turn guessing. If you guess wrong, you must show your opponent a digit of their choice.
Ooh.
If you guess right, then your opponent sets up a new code, this time 4 digits long. The first player to crack a 5-digit code,
Loses.
the other one.
Wins.
Exactly.
Well, that doesn't seem too hard.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Redford, because there's also a big brain edition.
Ew. That's disgusting.
No, it means, it takes a little more smarts to play it.
I'd demolish you guys at that.
Now, it plays the same, except you'll be using addition, multiplication, and division.
Oh! The divider of death.
You'll also be decoding 5, 6, and 7-digit codes instead of 3, 4, and 5.
Ooh.
Needless to say, this presents a bigger challenge.
Wow. Big brain.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, what do we think of Code Crackers?
Hurts my brain.
A little.
A lot.
But let's talk about it. So right off the bat, I'm just going to say this is probably the game we've played the most in the past couple of weeks. Wouldn't you agree, Redford?
Yeah.
Right? You were there, right?
No.
And the reason for that is because it sets up real fast and you can play the base game pretty quickly if you're good at math.
Oh. I'm great at it. 1 + 1 = 3. 2 + 2 = fish.
One of the things that's really cool about this game is that it's a game, but it's also a good exercise for your brain.
Exercise? I can't even do 1 jumping jack.
For your brain. It's really satisfying when you put together your clues and slowly it starts revealing your opponent's codes.
Like a detective for numbers?
Like a detective for numbers. That was really good, Redford.
That's why I can play the Big Brain Edition.
Well, so let's touch on a few specific points, starting with the artwork or the components. As we said, these are prototype components, so they may change. There's not a lot of artwork in this game, and there really doesn't have to be.
The numbers are great. They're black and yellow and purple, and they're drawn like numbers.
That's pretty much it. The numbers look like numbers.
They colored inside the lines.
They colored inside the lines. They're purple. They're yellow.
They're black.
The clues, they're well written. There's not much explanation.
They're words.
They're words, right?
You can understand them.
So in terms of component and art, I mean, it is what it is. It's dry erase boards and the markers, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That brings us to the all-important gameplay. How does it play? Because after all, that's what we're here for, right?
Plays like a marker.
What do you mean like a marker?
Well, you ever drawn with a marker?
Yeah.
That's how it plays.
That is how it plays.
It's just a guessing game.
It is a
smart guessing game.
A smart guessing game, that's right. And that's really what it is. It's a deduction game. So each of you will come up with a code, starting with a three-digit code. You're going to try to guess each other's code, but not randomly. You're going to be making these guesses based on the information you get from these clue cards.
Yeah.
Now, there is a wrench.
A monkey wrench.
Actually, no, there is a lock.
Oh, that you can break with a wrench.
So I didn't touch on this in the overview, but there are 10 digits, 1 through 10, that you can use to form your code. And then there's a lock.
That's not a number.
Exactly. Perfect.
What?
Perfect. That was great, Redford.
What?
So in the game, this is not a number, but it is a digit. So when you have questions that ask you, what is your highest or lowest number, you don't count this as a number. But it is part of your digits. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So including the lock in your code can make it that much harder to crack. But again, you only include it if it's one of the cards you draw to choose from to create your code.
Yep.
So the lock is a great addition.
Yep.
Let me give you an example of a turn and how these clue cards help to start revealing your opponent's code so you can crack it. All right, so Redford, I'm your opponent.
Okay.
Okay? And I have a 3-digit code. And you already know that the second digit in my code is a 2. Got it? All right. And then you draw this clue card. And it says...
What are the numbers in your code?
No, it doesn't say that.
Oh.
No, it doesn't say that.
What is the sum of the cards in the 2ND and 3RD positions? Question mark.
Can you read that like a human?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What is the sum of the cards in the second and third positions?
Thank you.
Oh, that hurts my throat. Ugh, because I have to go all raspy.
So you already know that the digit in the second position is a 2. And my answer to this question is 5. So now you know the number in the third position, which would be a...
Lock.
This is getting nowhere. All right, so the sum of the cards in my second and third position is 5.
It's a 3.
There you go.
1,000.
No, let's just
It's
stop
just 3.
right. Yeah, it's just 3.
Oh, okay.
Let's just stop right there. So now he knows the numbers in my second and third position.
Yeah, because I'm smart.
Now all he needs
Is the fourth one.
is the first one.
Oh.
Get-
Same thing.
Get with the program.
Get with the now.
Now the Big Brain Edition adds a whole other layer to this.
Whoa.
Yeah, because you start off with a 5-digit code
Wow.
instead of a 3. And it has multiplication, addition, and some division.
Ah.
Yeah, so I found, or I should say we found, because we played this as, me and the kids. So we found the Big Brain Edition to be quite a challenge.
Really?
A fun challenge. Yeah.
Wow.
But where the base games has certain clue cards that ask, for example, do you have a 6 in your code? Do you have a 4 in your code? The Big Brain Edition does away with those. What?
No easy answers?
No easy answers.
I have to actually work for it.
You do have to actually work for it.
No.
So it does take a little longer to play, but not that much longer.
No.
But it is a lot of fun, and it's double satisfying to crack the code in the Big Brain Edition.
I hate working.
Now, thankfully, there is no lock in the Big Brain Edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this would make it super tough.
Yeah.
So the gameplay is fantastic. We really enjoy the back and forth and the guessing. Sometimes, especially in the Big Brain Edition, you think you know the answer.
But you don't.
But you don't.
And how does this fit into our next category?
Well, before we go, I know you're hungry and you're in a hurry, but before we go to the next category, there is one more thing I want to mention. The turns are so quick, where you ask a clue question and you get the answer and you note the answer down on the board. A lot of times you'll have to ask your opponent, hold on, give me a second, because I need to process all this information. All right. So that's probably the slowest part of the game, where you have to take a step back and just look at what you've written down and try to do the math in your head so you can, properly try to guess the answer. There is the risk, as I mentioned before, where you're going to guess the wrong answer, but that's part of the fun. Is you think you have it, you guess it, and then you get destroyed when your opponent says.
That's brain torture.
Yeah, it is brain torture, because then you're looking at your answers down here and you're like, wait a minute, but are you sure that
Down where?
it's a metaphor?
Chief, I know for a fact that these floors are not metal.
Right. And you're racking your brain because you're like, are you sure that the first and second add up to this and that the second and third add up to that?
It feels like you're cracking your brain.
It does feel like you're cracking your brain, but it's a good cracking your brain, if there ever is such a thing. All right, so let's move on to the next category, which is
Weasel play.
ease of play.
Weasel play.
Very easy to play. Again, it does take some math. So the base...
Some brain cells, too.
Some brain cells, too. The base game is great to play pretty much at all ages. The box does say 8+, but, if your child is...
a genius, an Albert Einstein.
Can do some basic addition. It's great to play with them, the base game. The neat thing, too, is you can kind of tailor it to the age. So for younger kids, for example, you may not want to use the lock. Just eliminate it altogether, and that'll make the game easier. And there are ways to simplify the game. There's nothing wrong with even maybe playing, just 2 digits. Who knows?
Yeah.
But there are ways to customize it. Now, the Big Brain Edition does take a little bit more math, again, because of the multiplication, addition, and division.
Yeah.
But I think...
Well, let's say this.
Yeah.
If your child is in 1st grade, they can play the base game. No
Okay.
lock.
All right.
If your child is in 3rd grade, they can probably make do with the Big Brain Edition.
Is that like an educated assumption of yours?
No, I didn't go to school. I went straight to college.
All right. So listen to Redfurd at your own discretion. Okay, so before we went down that Redfurd path, what I was going to say is, if you're going to back this game, I really think the base game plus the Big Brain Edition is a must.
Just make sure you add the sum of your budget.
You do have to add the sum of your budget. But I think they complement each other, because even though there's a lot of replayability...
Great hair. Thank you. Great shirt. That's how they do it.
Oh yeah, no, not that type of compliment.
You stink. You smell.
Those aren't compliments.
What?
As I was saying, even though there is plenty of replayability in the base game, there's going to come a point where you're going to want a bigger challenge. And the Big Brain Edition presents that bigger challenge.
Yeah.
All right, so that leads us to the last category, which is replayability. And I think it's pretty obvious.
High replayability.
High replayability.
High replayability.
Yes. The codes will always be different. They will be varying difficulties. And as you play more and more, you're going to find ways to arrange your code in a way that's going to stump your opponent. Yep. And
right
that's,
on.
yeah, and that's the fun part.
Yeah. No, that wasn't a fist bump.
Oh.
That wasn't a high five either, but I'll take it.
All right. And that brings us to the end of this review. That's all we got for Code Crackers. So pretty much.
I have a sudden craving for animal crackers.
Huh.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
No.
So pretty much, if you're looking for a fun, light, family game that you can play pretty quickly and has a lot of replayability,
have we got a game for you?
Have we got a game for you? Plus, I think it even makes you a little bit smarter.
Do we have proof?
Well, you got to have a brain first.
Well, that rules me out.
So as I said before, this game is on Kickstarter right now. I will put the link to the campaign down in the description below.
Sell your Monopoly games and use the money to buy all of the Code Cracker games.
Can we use that quote? Can we quote?
Pretty long quote.
It is a pretty long quote. But he's right. This is a game that you're going to have a lot of fun with. So check out their Kickstarter campaign and see if it's something you'd like to back. Yeah. And if you enjoy this content, I'll throw it over to you, Redfurd.
I'm open.
No, I'm not going to throw it to you. I mean, if you enjoy our content, what do you want them to do?
Chief, don't throw it at the camera. Don't throw it at those beautiful people.
And what should those beautiful people do?
Love us.
Yes. So show us some love and hit the like button.
But not too much.
Leave us a comment. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we upload new content.
When we ring the bell.
That's right. So that's all we got. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.